健闘を祈る。
人類に栄光あれ。
人類に栄光あ
人類栄光あれ。
what's the plan then?
We're going to the Winchester.
The pub.
Yeah, boy!
Hey everyone, how are we doing? Sorry, I will put my headphones on so I can hear you all. How is everybody doing? Are we all okay? There you go, you can now all shout at me. How is everybody doing? Is that one charged? That one is now charged, so I can take that one out.
Yeah, but we can always build
Yes,
more.
Target! Target dude, how are you? I'm okay, you're okay, I am okay. And the purples! And the purples! And I see, I heard that purples because I got my headphones on. I got my headphones on, purples. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. I did a hearing. I did a hearing. A hearing. How are you doing? How are you doing? Yo there. Hey there. Hey there. Yo there. Yo there, everybody. Hey there. Hey there. Yo there. Crop pad top. I need to make smaller so we can see stuff. There we go. I don't believe you, Chris. We know you can't hear. I can hear you. I know. So if Olivia shouts at me, I can now officially hear her because I have my headphones on. See, I can hear this.
You're on your way to becoming an almost professional streamer, Christopher. However, music. Fuck. Moo.
Is the mic sounding bad? Hang on. Wonder if it's picked up the wrong one. Oh no, it's picking up the right one. Why does it sound bad? Why does it sound bad? Oh, just because I was shouting. Yes. So, now Purples is here. Purples, I have a new button on my OBS. Purples. Purples. I have a new button. So, when I click this button, it has like a headphone thing. A headphone icon. So, I don't know whether this one is going to like control the peaking or something. So, when I click the icon, like now the icon is clicked. Oh, I've got feedback. Oh. Okay, that's clever. Okay, I get it now. Ignore me. I know what it is. Oh, that's cool. Oh, oh, that's very clever. Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. That's sneaky. That's sneaky. Oh, fab. Okay, I found a new feature. I found a new feature. I like that feature. It's a good feature. It's a good feature. It's a good feature. It's a good feature. Newbie discovering listen to yourself speaking. Pro streamer. No, it's just like I've got a thing there, so now I can force it through so that I can listen to stuff through here that you can't. Or stuff or something. Anyway, how is everybody doing? We are going to be doing some Custodes. We are going to do some Custodes. We do have, if I just turn this on for a second, we do have Custodes down here to paint, so we will be painting some Custodes. I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to see if I can get the richness and the saturation back on the gold. So that's the mission today. We're going to see if we can pump, because this is very kind of muted. So we're going to see if we can pump the gold back into these, which should be quite interesting and should be quite a cool little, process. However, I was thinking about Battlefleet Gothic. Because spaceships are cool. I can't wait to get 9, but I just found out I still have 7 unpainted. So you're going to have to paint more Custodes. Oh, purpley purples. What are you going to do? Purples? You might have to like paint some gold stuff. So does that mean are you going to use? So hang on. How many Custodes? You're going to have like 3,000 points of Custodes now, aren't you? Hey Toi, how you doing? You love the Custodes. Going to do some test color schemes, I think. Nice. Yes, we're going to. Toi, we're going to get to some Custodes today. This morning I've been doing the basing video, so everybody, which has been rather nice actually. I've really enjoyed kind of like the excitement and the positive kind of comments and stuff about the basing. So the basing video is coming to Patreon tonight, so !Patreon, and I will put if somebody can do !Patreon, I will then stick it in the YouTube chat as well. So yeah, !Patreon if you want to see the basing video tonight, and kind of support me a little bit on that. Otherwise it will be up on YouTube later in the week. There we go. Stream manager, I need Twitchy Twitchy. There we go. Twitch chat is up there. There we go. So I'll do Patreon, !Patreon. There we go, there's the link, copy link, and then paste it into, there we go. Paste it into that there, like that. So, yes. So it'll be up on Patreon. Why is that upside down, by the way? Appearance? No. Where's the settings? Filtering, embed in stream. There we go. Alignment, bottom. There we go, that's better. There we go. And then if I refresh that, refresh. It should now come from the bottom. I don't know why it started coming from the top. That was very, very weird. Anyway, yes. You're going to do some pest names. You got 2 Alaris and 5 Custodian Guards. Oh, okay, so not too many. So you already have two Dreadnoughts. Oh, I need more Dreadnoughts. Honestly, guys, I need more Dreadnoughts. I'm kind of happy with the Custodian Guard. Like, I'm kind of happy with just 12 Custodian Guard. That's fine. I want more Dreadnoughts and then loads of Venatari. So, yeah, just epic. Absolutely epic. They're really, really cool. I really like them. They're fab. They are absolutely fab. So yeah, there's my Patreon link. There's my Patreon link in Twitch chat and YouTube. If anybody wants to follow that and help and support the basing video, like I say, will be coming tonight for you all on Patreon. Hey EK, how you doing? Love your Custodes content. Thank you very much, dude. Anna Baz, how you doing? Oh mate, yeah, with Plastic Telemon and Aqualon Terminators. I reckon that's I reckon that's the minimum of what's coming in the kind of the second wave of Custodes. Is that tomorrow night? It's tomorrow night, right? It's Thursday morning, so tomorrow night for yeah, that's right, isn't it? Baz, how are you doing? I still haven't done those fucking capes, dude. I've still not done the capes. I've had my head in the editing software.
Anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
Mate, I'm getting there, Stu. I am getting there. We are going to drop down and do some Custodes and some kind of chit-chattery stuff. However, I just thought I'd start here because Battlefleet Gothic has got me kind of like going, oh yes, that's a really good point. Are you playing Horus Heresy as your main game or also 40k? I play all of them. Okay, so I have, if you look behind me, I've got trophies here. So all of these trophies here, well, these 3 here for 40k, and then I've got 2 over here which are for Underworlds. I've got 1 just here which is for Lord of the Rings, and then I have another one there which is, I think that one's Lord of the Rings as well, actually. So I've got 2 Lord of the Rings ones, an Underworlds one, and then those ones are 40k. However, if you've been in Twitch chat or anything for a while, or for the last few months, you'll know that I've kind of just sort of drifted off 40k at the moment. Like, it's not doing it for me. You have to put so much effort into 40k in terms of the narrative and the storytelling. So I'm very much enjoying the kind of diving into Horus Heresy. Particularly now because, again, long story short, I finally kind of settled, if you like, on a chapter or a legion, and sort of committed, like given myself over to a legion, because I've had years and years and years and years and years. Like, I've been in the hobby since I was fucking 11, so I've had absolutely years of trying to figure out what chapter I liked, and I've been through a massive big long journey of trying to make my own chapter, not really being happy with like how it made me feel within the setting, and having to explain the lore every time somebody came up. And so anyway, now I've got Raven Guard, Night Lords, Dark Angels, and now obviously Custodes, and then some various little things that I kind of go into and everything. Do you think Custodes getting their own range in 40k? No. So the way it works, Akai, is these models are Custodes, and they are kind of dual system relevant kind of thing. Now, the issue with that, well, the issue that you will hear everybody say is a problem, and it's really not a problem, is that because these are Horus Heresy scale. Actually, let's go down to this because we can show you here. So because these are scaled for Horus Heresy. Now, Horus Heresy, go and have a look at my scale video. There's a scale video. I'm sure Purpley might be able to link my scale video in Twitch chat. I did a scale video on these on YouTube. So there's a difference between scale and size. So these are Horus Heresy scale. So if you look at the scale of them, they are larger than Space Marines. They still have lots of kind of fine detail on them, so they don't look out of place in Horus Heresy. As soon as you get a Primaris, now you can see the difference in scale. It's not the difference in size, it's a difference in scale. So this is now like heroic, massive, chunky, cartoony and everything. So it's a massive cartoony scale of a model, and because of that, these look small, and they're not supposed to look small. Compared to a Primaris, they're supposed to be massive, like properly in universe kind of size. However, they're not really done for 40k. They've been sculpted to fit into Horus Heresy. However, you can use them in 40k because they have 40k rules, they're a 40k range, etc. But what you will hear on the community, hey Bimmy, how you doing? What you'll hear in the community is loads of people moaning that the Custodes in 40k are too small. So they're supposed to be larger, they need to be bigger. Like, why are they so small compared to Primaris? And the thing to remember about that is that 40k is much more of a representative model range than Horus Heresy. Horus Heresy stays pretty accurate in terms of scale. So if you go around everything in Horus Heresy, all the Space Marines are within a millimeter the same size. They all look the same scale. They all have the same scale of weaponry and things. As soon as you go into 40k, it's all over the place. Like, so this Primaris is a particularly large Primaris. There are slightly smaller Primaris. Like, there's the Chaplain. Was it the Chaplain? No, it was the... who was the Executioner? There was an Executioner who had a sword over his shoulder for 40k. It came out in Indomitus. That kind of Chaplain, not Chaplain, is enormous. It's enormous. Compared to any other kind of Primaris, and then you get things like some of the other captains that have come out, and they're just huge, just randomly like 5 millimeters taller. So yes, you can 100%, and Games Workshop 100% intend you to use these Custodes in 40k. However, don't moan about the size of them because they are scaled for Horus Heresy. And as such, they look a little bit out of place in 40k. Hope that makes sense. Do you also think the Horus Heresy Custodes will still be viable in 40k? Yeah, 100%. 100%. Games Workshop said the Horus Heresy... Yeah. These are for all intents and purposes, these are the Custodes models which you will use in 40k and Horus Heresy. It's just that the intention, the primary sculpting reason is for them to fit into the Horus Heresy universe. Wait, how do a Heresy Marine scale up to those two? They're tiny. Horus Heresy is almost like a true scale. It's almost like a true scale scaling system. So they've been scaled up from the old. Hang on, let me get you an old one out. They've been scaled up from these ones. They've been scaled up from these old original ones. As soon as that goes away, there we go. They've been scaled up from these because these are like 28 mil. So these ones are much bigger. But Primaris is just, honestly, Primaris is just absolutely dumb in scale. Like, it's a real, like, heroic. Have one you can hold up next to them. I've just have done. So yeah, Primaris and 40k, the scale and the size of 40k is absolutely all over the place. So nothing. If you get really picky with 40k scale, it's all over the place. So yeah, don't worry about using your Primaris in. Don't worry about using your Custodes in 40k. Gabriel said yes, yeah. So these ones, they're for use in 40k. They're for use in 40k. However, the scale is different. Yeah, there we go. And who was that who subscribed with Prime? Thank you very much. Epic, what an absolute legend. Thank you very much for the sub. What a hero. Just find your channel with Custodes. Enjoy the paint job. Thank you very much. Hey Balefire, how you doing? So yeah, that's the idea. That's the purpose. But it's just, I'm just trying to explain which game they've been sculpted for, and therefore why they might look odd in 40k, but why not to worry about them looking odd in 40k, and why not to listen to what you might hear in the community about about them looking odd in 40k. But there are units unique to Horus Heresy in 40k. I really love the new models, but I only play 40k, and I don't want to mix the new glorious Custodes with the older bulky ones like Wardens. If you don't want to, you better buy the old ones quickly. So if you don't want, because you won't be able to get the old ones. The old ones are over there. I'm just not using them all at all. So if you prefer the old ones, go buy lots of old ones now, because they are not. They're not. If you especially like if you look at. I haven't got one. If you look at the old Custodes boxes, They said Horus Heresy on them. So even the old ones were sculpted for Horus Heresy. They were released for Horus Heresy. Unpainted Custodes posted in gallery. But the big question is which models taste best. The new ones. New ones taste far better. Yeah, the new ones taste far better. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. I could go and get some of the old ones so that you could kind of sit them next to you if you want. How tall are they next to the old Custodes? There's a whole video. There's a whole video on YouTube about that. I've done a massive video about that on YouTube. The old ones are over there. They're pretty much the same size. The only thing is that the old ones are fatter. So the old ones are almost like a 40k heroic version of these. So to be fair, if you do want Custodes to, it's so difficult to explain the kind of the idea of scale. Reckon I can make them taller again with putty as I did the old ones then. These ones, no. No, these ones, if you go and have a look at the build video on these, you added putty into the waist. You can't do that on these ones because they're not two pieces. But you don't need to make them bigger. That's the thing. You don't need to make them bigger because in scale they are perfect. If you made these taller, they would look really weird. The old ones worked if you made them look taller because they were so short and fat. They looked like kind of dwarfs. So you could add the height to them because they were so stocky. If you made them taller, they still worked. These ones, because the scale is so accurate across the whole thing, then you can't make them taller because they would look very, very out of place. You want them to tower over Primaris though. So yeah, you're just gonna have to stick them on tactical rocks. Because and again, like I just said, the Primaris stuff is all over the place in size and scale. You're gonna have what's the one? Hang on. There's 40k. Honestly, the 40k scale is absolutely all over the place, guys. And this is the kind of thing that we need to kind of get across. That Custodes should tower over Primaris. Yes, they should tower over Primaris, but Primaris is this guy. That guy is enormous. He's huge. Like you can see how big he is just compared to those there. For no apparent reason. Where is he? For no apparent reason, that guy is enormous. So the scale, like look at that. Same size base, massive. So they're all 40k is absolutely all over the place. Horus Heresy stays really true and tight to the correct scale. Everything is very, very much on the correct scale. So if you want these to tower over Primaris, just stick them on tactical rocks because the models are better. The models look better. The models fit better. They have more like detail. Like the reason why these look so neat and tidy is because all the detail on them is to scale of what they're supposed to be. Like that's why these. That's why the spears have such a kind of a thin shaft. Apart from the shield captain who has the biggest broadsword in the world ever. But I suppose a broadsword is always going to be massive. So, yeah. They're amazing. They're gorgeous models. Like, get them, but don't expect them to tower over Primaris because the scale is not comparable between the two systems. Hopefully that makes sense. The conversation with size and scale, so Purple has just linked up the video up there where I try and explain about size and scale in that video, and I think I do a pretty good job about it. I think I do a pretty good job over it. But yeah, Horus Heresy is really kind of scale. What's the word? It's very scale sensitive. They're very particular and they're very careful about everything being the right size. Whereas 40k are just like whatever. I like it should show older 28mm firstborn sons versus newer 13 still working on the standard 9th troops line, but the most 8th, 10th full kit with newer bikes and vets all the way mostly. How you doing, Troy? Do they look like they fit next to the Alaris Terminators at least? Not sure if or when we might get new sculpts of those. Epic, I'm guessing tomorrow night. I'm guessing Epic tomorrow night. Tune in for the reveal stream here, by the way. We're going to be doing a watch along for the reveal stream. Horus still ruining things for us 10,000 years after his death. So yeah, I mean that's 28mm. That's a tiny little 28mm Space Marine. That is a Horus Heresy Space Marine, and then you have a Primaris. So like, you can understand why they had to kind of upscale the Primaris. You can understand why they had to upscale the Primaris, because there was just size and scale creep going on all across 40k. But the interesting thing is, they don't just have to make things bigger to make things larger and taller in the game. Like the new Chaos Space Marines are exactly the same size, they're exactly the same height as Horus Heresy ones. New Imperial Knight has rules. Oh, is it any good? That will be wild if true. Well, I'm guessing so. I don't think it's a massive stretch, Epic, to guess that there's more Custodes coming, because we were never expecting them to resculpt these. We all thought that the only thing we were going to get was plastic versions of all the resin kits, so all the dreadnoughts, all the tanks, and everything like that. So the fact that they resculpted these means that the Terminators are going to be coming, right? There's no way they would resculpt these and then not resculpt the Terminators. So Terminators will be coming. It'll probably be tomorrow night. If not, it may well be like the week after, when they do like the Thursday reveal on Warhammer Community and they drop a picture or two. So yeah, tune in tomorrow night. So I reckon it'll be a Telemon Dreadnought and the Alaris Terminators as maybe like a dual kit, because there's different types of Terminators, isn't there, for Custodes. So I reckon Terminators and the Telemon at minimum for like the second wave of Custodes, if you like. So yeah, that's what I reckon. The size and the scale conversation is a frustrating one to try to put into words and explain, because it's all over the place. 40k is absolutely all over the place. But it's almost like theatre. You know when you're comparing theatre to film or the movies and things. So theatre is representative of the story that they're trying to tell, right? So in theatre, if you're fighting a giant anaconda, they will construct like a big they could, for example, construct like a big papier-mâché anaconda that's got sticks sticking out of it, and then there's lots, like 4 or 5 puppeteers, and they are representing an anaconda. That's kind of what 40k is. 40k is just, here's a model, it's representative of a Primaris with a lady head in there and a thunder hammer or a lightning claw and a chainsword. There you go, and it's on that size. Like, it doesn't have to kind of match the rest of what you're showing, whereas Horus Heresy is a little bit more like a film, where everything is kind of CGI'd and made sure that everything is correctly looks correct and neat and tidy and fits together nicely, sort of thing. So these kind of sit here really, really smart and neat. Likely it will only be Heresy specific units, so Aquilon, not Alaris at the moment. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Baz, for the thing on that one. Yeah, Stu, what's the Imperial Knight rules like? I'm really not gonna care, am I? Strength 10, damage 3 in melee. Strength 12. Conversion beam with devastating wounds, like woo. On a 2+, take 4 mortal wounds. Oh, it can move through terrain. Yeah, okay. The Fusilier stuff. Now this guy, what does this guy do? I'm guessing he's just going to like stab somebody. Strength 12, D3 plus 3. It's just so uninspiring, isn't it? It's so uninspiring. It's sad that we've got this awesome model and the first thing we do is go, oh, let's go and see what keywords it has. If the model is equipped with a Thunderstruck Spear and a Chainsword, add 2 attacks. It ignores cover. And you can add D3 to the move. Yeah, congrats if you're a knight player, congrats you have a knight that can do shit. Strength 12, 4 attacks at strength 12. Yeah, woo. See, that's still a point that kind of annoys me. Custodians are supposed to be 9 foot tall. They should be 2 heads taller than Firstborn Marines, and there was even a Custodians who is as huge as Vulcan, and Valdol was taller than Russ and almost on par with Dawn. Literally head and shoulders taller. How tall are Marine supposed to be? 7 foot? So he's at least, okay, maybe he's 8 foot. Still pretty cool. I still think they're pretty spot on. Are these the infamous Misters of Battle I've heard so much about? Misters of Battle? What's a Mister of Battle? And where have you heard about Misters of Battle? And hello, Crowley. But still awesome models. As you say, the scale is perfect. It is. Yeah. It's. I don't think there's any reason. What's that one like? Because that one's a slightly larger one.
Yes, I'm a gatekeeper.
Oh, it's Atari.
I'm also God's favourite princess and the most interesting girl in the world.
It's Atari. You being silly. Hey, Crowley, how you doing? Yeah, what's a Mister of Battle? As in like a Sister of Battle, but a dude. No, these are Custodes. These aren't Adeptus Sororitas. These ones are the Custodes. You promised. You did promise. And I haven't got any Tyranid stuff to show you. I tried to set up a 3D print for a Tyranid ship. Tried to set up a thing for the. Hang on. What are we talking about? For the Tyranid ship. Yeah, like the Misters of Silence. The Misters of Silence. Okay. Right. I don't come here for NIDS, thankfully. Woohoo! That's good.
All hail and Huddletary II, High Empress of all the stuff, ruler of all the castle, wielder of the banhammer, painter extraordinaire, super duper extra nice person, and artillery tarry for Trench Crusade.
She is the ruler of the massive mega nuclear banhammer. So anybody in chat who pisses about, make sure you don't do it when Tari is watching, for she has no mercy and will kick you out of chat for being a numpty. Banhammer is always ready. Okay, so before we get on to the Custodes, because we're going to work on this one, and we're going to see if we can push the gold. I want to try and get the saturation on the gold back a little bit, because the way I did this, because I wanted to kind of mute everything down for the challenge, and then now it's all kind of muted down. I want to kind of come back in and pick up some details and stuff. So we're going to work on this one. However, what I want to do first, and also because Stu is here and he's waiting to see this, because it's cool. Here is, if I can pick it up very, very carefully, the start of a Chaos Planet Killer. So there's the Planet Killer. More than the size difference between the Primarius and the Custodes, I'm happy with the proportions. At least the Custodes look more humanoid than Space Marines on steroids. Yes, Gabri, that is true. Have you heard the crazy rumor for AOS? Yes, I have. Yeah, they're going to destroy the world and go back to. I think the name of it is crap. If it is rumored to be, actually, I'm not supposed to be talking about rumors, am I? Yes. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be talking about rumors. So yes, I have heard that rumor. So there is the start of the Planet Killer. I think that's awesome. Jesus, how many cannons does it have? No torpedoes are getting near that. I know. Cannons all the way down the side. Cannons all the way down the side there. And then I need to print the big guns on there. But Stu, but here is the other one. Check that out. There's the destroyed one, with asteroids floating all around it and everything. So these are the guns. These are the guns which I have to reprint, and when I reprint it, I've got to figure out how to not make them curve, so they curl up. So I'm going to have to make sure that they are cool. They've cooled down enough when I cure them, because if you cure them when they're warm, as they kind of contract, they kind of curl up a little bit. Yeah. Great start on a Space Hulk. It's not a Space Hulk. This is a destroyed Planet Killer, which we're going to fight over. It's going to be an objective in the game. I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to have it sitting on the table like that. If I just move her out of the way. There we go. Yeah, I'm just going to print Orc ships, because Orc ships are cool. I'm just going to print Orc ships. There's no point. There's no need to make massive big Hulks out of them. I don't know whether to have it on the floor like that. I've made all these so that they sit flat, or just have it floating a fraction. I think I might need to have it floating just a fraction. Yeah, it's a gravity well. It's a big gravity well objective that we're going to fight over, and we have to roll, like One Stop says, we have to roll every turn to see if it explodes, and then also if you gain control. So basically, what we're going to do every time. What do the NID ships even look like? I'll show you in a sec. Every time we play a game, we're going to have a game of Battlefleet Gothic before the game, and the winner of the Battlefleet Gothic game is going to have some kind of change to their army in the subsequent game of either 40k or Horus Heresy. Yeah, super cool. Spiky, how are you doing, dude? How are you doing? NID ships look like this. Right, let's go. I want to try and keep. So if I do that, no. Where are the NID ships? They kind of look like that. Hang on, let's go back, because I don't want to lose the Nostromo. Let's do it in here. Befg Tyranid. So they just look like big floating bugs, to be honest. Like they look like, there we go. They look like a carapace. They look like a carapace from one of the Tyranids with tentacles on. But this is the one I'm trying to print at the moment. It's a terrible model. The problem when you're kind of using some of these models is that some of these people just kind of sculpt them really, really quickly. So then you have to do loads of tidy up and clean up and filling holes. Like this ship here is all hollow in the centre in there. So all of this, hang on, get my pointy stick. All of this in here was all completely hollow, and I tried to support a little bit of it, but there were loads and loads of little pockets all the way around it, which I hadn't noticed, like in here, look. So when I printed it, it just failed in the middle in here. So I had to literally go in and re-sculpt all the interior in there so that it would print out okay, which was took ages. So there's a little bit of a downside to getting 3D printed stuff, because a lot of people just kind of do the outside and don't worry about the inside. But the Tyranids kind of look like this. So this is the one I'm trying to print at the moment. Tari, because I think that's kind of cool. That looks quite funky. Auto supports for the interior. Then do you? No, it doesn't work like that. Purples doesn't work like that. Sadly, there were lots of issues on that one, which wasn't support related. Troy on YouTube says, "Oh, campaign Battlefleet. It in if yeah, can Necromunda hunt to orcs off Omen's playset 2/3 playset to burgers?" So I bought Battlefleet Gothic 2 for my PC. Nice one, Spikey. The other one just looks like a yes, and that is, if you have a look at the, hang on, let me get my Battlefleet Gothic catalogue up. Hang on a second. Where's my Battlefleet Gothic catalogue? 3D prints, Battlefleet Gothic. I'll show you the actual Tyranids. Is that the Tyranids? I think that's the Tyranids. Yeah, there we go. So that's the actual Tyranids. So way back when they originally came out. So they were literally just like the heads of Tyranids which they stuck spikes on. Like that's the body of a Tyranid warrior with 2 spikes on the side. Yeah, probably Tari. The other one looks like a Prime's head with that. Yeah, so this is what they did look like, and then obviously because they haven't been out for a while, you've got loads of people kind of doing like re-sculpts of them. But I really like this one. I think this one looks fab. The one with the big mouth. But like Tyranids, you can just kind of convert. You could probably convert up an entire fleet and make them look quite cool. But yeah, I really want to try and get this one printed because I think that's cool. I think that one's quite cool. But the other thing with Battlefleet Gothic, that it's not like I've sort of realised, but I have kind of just realised, sort of. So kind of what the Cylon Raiders on the BSG reboot were, living fighter craft. Yeah, maybe, kind of, maybe. I've kind of realised that because it's all spaceships, and particularly because I started doing the TIE fighters as well, I could just go through and print all my favourite spaceships and just have like all my favourite spaceships in that kind of scale. And obviously one of my favourite spaceships, because it's pretty much one of my favourite IPs of all time, is the Nostromo. So I need to print on Nostromo. Now, the thing with this is I'm not entirely sure how big to print it. I think it probably needs to be, still probably needs to be like this kind of size. Still needs to be massive. We still need to have like a massive proper Nostromo. Look at the Star Wars Armada for fleet scale fighters and capital ships. Event Horizon. Oh god. Harumph has said Event Horizon. Yeah, I'm not particularly bothered about the scale, to be honest. The scale, because I've scaled everything up. As you all know with this one, like that is absolutely massive. This is twice the size of the Necron Tomb ship. But because this is the Necron Tomb ship and it's like the capital Necron ship, it's supposed to be massive. So everything, where's the scythe? There we go. I've even scaled the scythe up, so the scythe is massive. Like I can't, because you print everything, I don't see the point in printing everything to the kind of the scale that it used to be. So even these have been scaled up. Because I like painting, right? So you may as well scale everything up. Like look at the Eldar one. Yes, I need to do the top wings for it, but look how cool that looks when it's a little bit larger. And the same with the Imperial one, which I painted. Like that's literally like a prow bigger. So the size. So unlike Horus Heresy, I'm not actually worried about the scale of things for Battlefleet Gothic and for like all this spaceship project which I'm doing. So I just want a Nostromo that's a reasonable size so it looks impressive. So I think actually I probably want to print it probably about 20 centimeters long. I think that would be quite cool. Torpedoes and blast markers. I have 3D prints for torpedoes and blast markers, Troy. Could print the Assura. Yes, I could actually. Let's see if we can see if there is one. See if there is one. Here we go. There's not going to be one, is there? So yeah, we could. If they do a new Battlefleet, I'd wait. Yeah, it'll be Horus Heresy if they do. If they do, it'll be Horus Heresy, I would think. Star Trek, print every variant of the Enterprise. Yeah, I'm not a massive Star Trek I don't. So in terms of ships, in terms of spaceships, I don't think that's particularly interesting. I don't think that's a particularly interesting spaceship. Sorry. Or it'd be like Dreadfleet with just one ship for 8 different factions. You will riot if that happens. If they bring back Battlefleet Gothic and it's just Horus Heresy. So yeah, I mean this is going to be an absolute shocker. I don't even want to print the Millennium Falcon. I'm not that big of a Millennium Falcon fan. I really like all the TIE fighters, all the TIE range, so I'm going to print as many TIE stuff as I can. I quite like who was the dude in the last, was it Andor, who was in the last Andor series with the spaceship that had like the lightsabers on sticking out the wings. Yeah, that one was a cool ship, but yeah, and Enterprise I'll pass. I will pass on the Enterprise. There you go. So we could do that, Stu. We could print I mean that yeah. Check your question. Where's your question? For the Nostromo, will you just print the ship or also the cargo? I'd love to print the cargo as well. Yeah. Enterprise is cool. You want the Lego one? They've done a Lego one? Yeah. If we do the Nostromo, we're going to have to do the cargo as well. So, here we go. If I can go back. There are a couple of cargo. Come on. There we go. There are a couple of cargo. Where are they? So there's these two. I think this one's the better print. So that one's £15, annoyingly. And then there's the Alien Isolation one. There's all the there's loads of cool shit. And they've also got, yeah. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Cheers, Tari. Thanks, Tari. Still not over Epic being Horus Heresy, and yeah, I'm like, as much as I really like all the kind of tiny tanks, and I really like the tiny tanks, I'm not in the slightest bit interested in the tiny infantry, but the tiny tanks are kind of cool. I quite like the tiny tanks because I quite like the Titans, so Titanicus, and seeing like the scale of all the Titans, like that picture that Lee put on with all the scale of all the Titans and everything. Like I'd love to get through and paint all my Titans, but they just take so long unless you kind of just really, really quickly kind of dry brush, weather, oil wash, pigment powder and stuff all over them. They just take so long. But yeah, anyway, yeah, it would be cool to do the cargo as well. But there's that one. Like, how cool's that? So there's it's not kind of opened up, but it's sort of reminded me how many cool spaceships that I like in pop culture, and that I should print them. And I should print them because, like, I am doing all the TIE fighters. I need to sort out some bases. Now, here's a question, because we had this conversation yesterday about all the TIE stuff, all the X-Wing stuff, and I was asking what the bases are, and I thought they were like square, clear bases, and somebody said there were square bases with cards in to say what they did. But what I'm thinking, actually, is maybe I could just put them on really simple black round bases. So put all the TIE stuff on 40mm black round bases like that, and just have them all kind of sat really nicely on that. Because I've actually got these ones, the third party ones. I've actually got some really kind of glossy, bases. Yeah, see, I don't want the pilot and ship data on them particularly. But I don't know whether to like properly nod to them and have them on little square bases, or whether just to put them all on rounds just for kind of it kind of ought to show the cards. I'm never going to play it though. They have specific notches the movement templates fit into. Oh really? The rules can be different even if the ships look the same. Yeah, I mean these are scaled up as well. So these that I mean I think that's about 20% bigger than a TIE fighter. So yeah, I don't know whether to nod to X-Wing on the bases, or whether just to put them on smart kind of display bases like that and just have them looking cool. So oh no, Purples is on the lurk again. No. Aeronautica scale, I thought for that fit the entire point ship in and the kit full done was the best 1945 collection I'd seen. Right, it would be so cool to have epic scale orcs and Tau and such, but nope, just Marines and stuff. Yeah, I mean, so just before Legions Imperialis got announced, I won on Instagram a epic Eldar army. I was like, oh, fantastic! Like, if they ever bring Epic out again, I'll have an army all ready to go. And then, literally 3 weeks later, they were like, oh, Epic's coming back as Horus Heresy. There aren't any Eldar. It's like, oh. So yeah, I'm not sure how to kind of nod to X-Wing, or whether to even bother nodding to X-Wing and just kind of mount them on rounds and have done with it and just kind of display them. I think I should probably get some squares. I might grab a box of a pack of, like, I wonder whether you can get 40mm. Hey Stephen, how you doing? I wonder if you can get 40mm square bases in this kind of chamfered side. You must be able to, right? You must be able to get 40mm squares, and then they can just sit on 40mm square bases, and I think that would probably look the best. So yeah, there we go. That's the Planet Killer. I think I'll probably have that floating. So I've got there we go. I can show you. There you go. So I can have that floating, a nice floating objective to fight over, Stu, which looks rather epic. I think that looks rather cool. And yeah, they do have an absolute shitload of guns. They have a ton of gun batteries. But yeah, I'm going to print out the barrels of the guns tonight, and then that will be Planet Killer also done. So now I have a Planet Killer, I have the Necron ship, I have the Eldar ship, and I have the Imperial ship, which I'm tempted to repaint. To be honest, I'm not particularly happy with it. I might give it a matte varnish just to see if it can kind of tone it all back a fraction. Would you print a Battlestar? Now, would you do Galactica or Pegasus? Because Galactica is obviously cool, but Pegasus saves the day. Oh, look at that. You'd have to print. Why not both? You'd have to print both. Imagine supporting this thing. Hendarian, do you want to see the support file? Let me show you the support file, mate. Let me show you the support file. It was fucking nightmare. And also, mate, they didn't even sculpt it very well. So it's not like Hendarian, who sculpts like really well. All this was hollow. Hang on. All this in here was hollow. All of this, there were loads and loads and loads of like little 0.0 millimeter thick walls all down here and around here. Like that wall in there is 0.1 millimeter thick. There was a random hole in there. There was a stray bit that came up here, so I had to re-sculpt and fill in and re-support pretty much the whole back end up here, and like put in blocks to fill in all the gaps that they left. Fucking nightmare. So this is the failed print, which I've kind of like snapped and crashed and smashed apart to make this Hulk. To then reprint it like this, which is not too bad. But the support file is open recent Planet Killer. Nothing worse than trying to fill random holes. It wasn't even random holes, it was just really, really badly sculpted mesh. Really, really bad mesh. So there we go, that's it loaded in. Wait for the supports to load. Ding! Oh shit, has it lost it again? Oh fuck. Well, thankfully. Have I not saved it again? Has it lost it again? Hang on, that's not the latest one. That's not the latest one. Hang on. I better not have lost. Planet Killer. Autosave. 14th. Let's take that one. Midnight. There we go. I was doing this at midnight. File, new scene. Don't save it. Hopefully this is the one that's got the supports all finished and braced. Come on. I hate when slices drop supports. Tutor box has a bug. I mean, I really like Lychee. Lychee's phenomenal for this sort of shit. Is this the right one? Those supports don't look right down there. Oh no. Yeah, no, they're the latest supports down there. So hopefully this will load in. There's a lot of supports. Like I did the bracing and it said 14,000 braces added. I was like, holy shit. Thanks. There you go. There you go. I tried to rotate your stream. The amount of times I've done that. Right, let's show you. Hang on. Let's show you just the tips. Just the tips. Just the tips on that one. There you go. This was a nightmare, but it's all kind of neat. Look, it's all neat, but the interior in there is I'm not even going to show you. Like I made blocks. So what you can do in Lychee, it's quite good. So in Lychee you can drag blocks onto the where is it? There we go. Where's it put it? Where's it put it? Oh my god, it's lagging so much because there's so many supports and I'm streaming. Has it put it on there? Where's it put it? Anyway, you can drag blocks into Lychee and then you can position the blocks in places. Undo import. I don't want to do that. Undo that. Alright, I'm going to save this now, which will probably mean that my Yo, Sinister! Right, so save it as Planet Killer. Yes, please override it. Why do you print it at an angle? Wouldn't it be able to print it flat? I assume there's a reason. Yeah, so you can't. So if you printed this flat, you would get loads of layer compression because you'd be printing such a big long thing. Because when you print like a big long flat surface, the first layer of 3D print. So if I go into this look and show you. Oh my god, there we go. So many supports, this is so slow. So these layers here, my computer's struggling to stream and do this at the same time. Every time you print a layer, once it's pulled it off the FEP, that layer is almost like paper, it's like really, really thin. So it hasn't kind of cured, so you then have to kind of, when you put the next layer on, it almost kind of cures a little bit the layer underneath it as well. So if you printed that flat, you would get layer compression on because it would be too thick. I mean, you could do a little bit of light off delay to try and kind of minimize a little bit of the layer compression, but ultimately the layer is kind of all flappy when it gets pushed back down into the resin. So because it's getting pushed back down into the resin, you're getting compression from the pressure of the resin pushing back on it. So the idea is for this sort of stuff to try and print as small a cross section as you can. So if you look here, every time as I go up, the cross section doesn't really get very big. That's about as big as a cross section gets as it's going up. But you can see the mesh. Hendarian's probably looking at this crying. You can see the poor mesh in here. It's really, really poor. It's really bad. But thankfully, I've got a print out of it. So when Stu comes crying to me saying, can I have your print file for the Planet Killer, please, Chris? I can say, yes, of course I can, Stu. It'll cost you £50. So yeah, there's a whole it's not really a science, but there's a lot of kind of complications about and there's a lot of kind of conversations between 3D printers. Like Hendarian, for instance, Hendarian might orientate and support that ship completely different to how I would. So there's all sorts of kind of like different negatives and pros and cons to every single time you orientate a model. So you kind of give up something to gain something somewhere else and things. Smaller total layer area is better, basically. So you need access to all the kind of the critical areas that you want to support. And you need to kind of minimize. I've spoken before about kind of not printing completely flat, so I always kind of off kilter it at an angle somewhere so that the layer lines don't line up visually with areas on the model. So if you're printing a flat surface, I always try and just kilt it off, like even just a 1 degree on occasions, because like 1 degree should be enough just to kind of change the layer lines from being absolutely horizontal or following the line of a sculpted part of the model, sort of thing. So yeah, like there's the rule that gets touted around all over the place. That's the 45 degree rule. So you have to print everything at 45 degrees. That's not exactly true. You want to sort of minimize as much as you can the overhangs, but still give you an orientation that you can reach and support the important overhangs. I actually think that angle is probably the same I'd have picked. Nice. Good. Yeah, so for instance, that one, so if you were looking at it from the side here, so that was dead flat like that. So I orientated it like that, because you don't want to orientate it too far, because all of these little spikes, you don't want, if I orientated it too far, then these spikes wouldn't have printed, and all of these spikes would have needed kind of like, if I go that far, all these kind of spikes on the top just wouldn't printed, and they all would have needed supporting. So I didn't bend it up too much, and then I also, because I like to do it, I just tilted it slightly off its axis as well. So when you try and find the layer lines on it, there aren't really any layer lines that you can kind of see. Like there's a fraction down here. Again, that's probably a little bit of layer compression. So I was probably a little bit heavy down here with the amount of supports that I had, and also there was an artifact in here as well, which wasn't on the model, but there was a massive big stick coming out of it there, so there was probably a little bit of layer compression from that stupid stick as well, which was a nightmare. But that's nothing to do with how I supported it or anything. That was an issue with the mesh. There was just a stick coming up through the model. So there was probably a little bit of layer compression. If you look here, there's a line just there. So that line there is probably a little bit of layer compression from that stick, and making the cross section just a little bit too big as it came back down. I did actually increase the light off delay on this print to 2.2 seconds. I've usually got a 2-second light off delay, so that is when the model gets down to the FEP, when it gets down to the bit where it kind of cures it gets there and it settles and it sits there for 2 seconds, and then it cures it, because otherwise it's kind of pushing it all the way down there, and then if it's curing it a little bit too quickly, sometimes this hasn't even reached the bottom because of the pushing through into the resin. Yeah, the supports left, yeah, there are. I need to kind of snap those off. We will remove the supports. There we go. So yeah, anyway, it's gorgeous and it's amazing and it's really, really cool, but it was a fucking bitch to print. Unlike this one, which was glorious to print. This was really, really cool to print, and you look at this and you think, how the hell was that nice to print? It's got things all over the bottom. Well, it's actually in 3 bits. So you've got the top bit here, which has a completely flat key. You have the bottom bit here, which has a completely flat key, and then you have these 2 bits here, which have completely flat keys. So it was really, really nice to print this one. I've got to be a little bit careful holding it because there's some spikes down here that I don't want to snap off. So that was glorious to print. That was really, really cool to print and support. Yeah, 3D printing is just nuts. 3D printing is I could talk about 3D printing for hours and hours and hours, and I would bore you all senseless. I would absolutely bore you all senseless. That's probably my favourite of the ship. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm so glad I printed that one large as well. Yeah, so that one is printed at 150% scale. So the original tomb ship was about that big. In terms of a croissant, so it was about that big. So I printed that one, as you saw, because that's the iconic Necron ship is like massive. So I just wanted to get that in. That's why I don't want a 3D printer. 3D printing is for nerds. Oh dear, I love talking about things I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about 3D printing, so I won't be bored. Yeah, to be fair, Sinister, I'm the same. Like, if I don't have any knowledge about something, or if I have very little knowledge, I can listen to people. Well, it's not even that. Like, even if I do have knowledge, I can listen to people talk about something that they're passionate or really interested in for hours. It's really cool. That's why you should definitely get a 3D printer, Tori, because you can either dive into it as far as I do with all this stuff. Like, you could quite easily, like all of these, you could quite easily throw that into the slicer and just say auto support, and you would probably get like you'd get a print out of it 9 times out of 10 just auto supporting. Or you can dive in, because I've always hated painting 3D prints. So I just push the quality as far as I can, so that, as you can see, there's just no layer lines, and there's just the quality you can get now is just ridiculous. So yeah, I love 3D printing. It's cool. I've only got a Saturn II. I was emailing Elegoo trying to get some sponsorship for this project, but I haven't heard back yet. I've actually emailed all the 3D printer companies saying, does anybody want to sponsor this? So it's a Saturn II, and I use 8K water washable resin. So the resin, the water washable resin, I find gives this really nice kind of matte finish to it, which I really like. And it doesn't the normal resin, you have to wash so much to get the kind of the glossy sheen off it, in my opinion, or in my experience. Whereas the water washable stuff, you can wash quite quickly. Well, not quickly. Like, I still put them in the wash thing for 10 minutes. I've got the Elegoo wash station. I still put all the prints in there for 10 minutes, and they just sit in the water for 10 minutes. And wash, but when they come out and you sit them and they're dry, I put them underneath some tissue, some kitchen roll for them to dry. They just sit there and dry, and then when you cure them, they've just got this beautiful kind of matte finish to them, and they're not sticky or anything. So yeah, it's the water washable, and then the water washable resin I dump out probably every 2 weeks into a bucket that's outside, and it just evaporates. Saturn IV 16. Oh, that's the one I was hoping Elegoo was going to send. Less toxic stuff in the process, the better. I mean, it's no less toxic, sadly. You got a Saturn III. Oh, nice. The Saturn II was a better. It also so much more robust to most possible issues. Water. Yes, to be fair, yeah. In terms of that sense, yes. Water is not as toxic as IPA. I still have some IPA for kind of cleaning, but I don't use it for the wash. So yeah, it's fab. It's brilliant. Did I miss a follow then? Did I just get a follow? Hello, whoever it was who just followed me. How are you doing? So yeah, that's going to get. I'm printing out the guns for this later today, so that will be printed tonight, and I'm not touching that again. So Stu, if you want one printed, when you get your printer, I will send you the file for a price. It's currently on sale, and my willpower is weakening, but I also want 3D filers. You have it for flocking. Oh, IPA. Yeah, 3D filers. I wonder what the Defiler 3D print file is like. Anyway, getting back to Battlefleet Gothic. Do I need to print a Galactica? Oh, it's in bits as well. Oh my god, that would print so well. Oh, I'm getting that. That would print so well. It's a remix of some files of the original model. The complete model can be downloaded. Oh, opened up the launch. Oh, so I've got to get the mod. I've got to get the original model and all of this. Okay. Love the ship. So that's Galactica. What's this one? So this is the one without. Okay, so this is the rest of the model, but they've just opened up the landing bays and stuff. Okay, so I need that one for the rest of it as well. It's up there with the Star Wars medical frigate and the Aliens Nostromo. I love the Nostromo as you just saw. Is there another Galactica? That's the question. See, I'm not a big fan of the Viper. I do love the Raider. I have a model for the Raider though, so that's all okay. Or altered launch tubes. Oh, he's got. Oh, I need that one as well. Such a good ship. Right, so that's those got. Thanks everybody for reminding me about Battlestar Galactica. God damn it. There's Starbuck. Cylon helmet. There's no cool Cylon Raiders though, are there? There's no cool Cylon Raiders. Although I don't need any Cylon Raiders because I've already got a Cylon Raider. What's that one? Oh, that's the original Cylon. Oh, the old classic. The Rocky from Expanse is a really top design too. I tried to start watching The Expanse again last night. I failed. I'm sorry. So I don't know what this one is. Is it that? Is that it? Hey, that almost looks like Red Dwarf. That one. Nice. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I shall keep that one in mind as well. That looks quite cool. Look. Yeah, I just think Battlefleet Gothic scale is just really cool. It's really cool to play around with. I'd say just get book 1 of Expanse from the library. Book 1 of Expanse from the library. What do you mean, Target? Is Expanse based on the book series? The whole series is worth reading. Oh, okay. Gnome Hobson, how did everybody get into Warhammer? How did I get into Warhammer? So I got into Warhammer because my friend, who I used to swim with, so I used to go, I used to swim for Derby, and the swimming lessons that I used to take before that, one of my friends went there, and I used to go around to his house after swimming occasionally. And he had loads of Warhammer up in his bedroom. So he said, "Here, you can paint the Terminator." I was like, "Okay, yeah, cool." And I was a little bit kind of like artistic and neat, and like I had a bit of kind of fine motor skills and stuff. And we were painting them. So he was painting them as Derby County kit colours. So they were white with black shoulder pads and stuff. So I painted the same, so a white Terminator with black shoulders and everything. So I painted a Terminator, and then we walked into town. A couple of weeks later, I went into the Games Workshop and I bought myself a Lightning Claw, Terminator with lightning claws, because that was the first model that I painted. I painted the Terminator. I think it had a Thunder Hammer when I painted it at Dave's. And then I bought myself one that had twin lightning claws, and that was the first model. And then it just snowballed from there, as it does, because it does just snowball. And now I've got to the point where I stream on Twitch and talk about it and paint, and Games Workshop send me new Custodes and stuff. A, I really shouldn't, and B, I don't know which chapter. I was hooked ever since. Lured in by a friend. It's based on a book series originally based off a TTRPG campaign. Oh, did not know that. So yeah, we are painting. We're going to paint the shield captain today. So we're going to refine the shield captain a little bit and see how we can improve her. Yeah, is that all right then, Stu? I need to do a video, Stu. Once I've got, I want to do one more. I need to do one more. Oh, here we go, Stu. Did I show you this one yesterday? Were you here when I showed you this one yesterday? The little blockade runner. How cool is that? I'm a little bit annoyed that I've primed it. I don't want to prime them. I want to keep them. Obviously, I want to paint them, but until I do the video, of course, I want to keep them all resin, like pure resin, naked resin colours, so that I can show the prints off. So I kind of wished I hadn't painted this one, so I'm going to have to 3D print another one. But yeah, it's a little blockade runner. It's basically an Imperial ram ship, which just looks cool. It looks like the nose cone from a Gloriana. But yeah, it looks rather fab. So yeah, Battlefleet Gothic, yes. And then we've obviously got loads of these ones as well. I've redone all the bases as well. So I filled all the bases. Where's one base? There we go. So I filled all the bases because they had larger holes in. Filled all the holes with UV resin, cured the resin, and then I've re-drilled out smaller holes so I can have just like a little bit of a brass rod in there rather than the massive big thick rod that we were going to have to use. So nice little thin brass rod on all the spaceships as well, which is perfect. So that's the Eldar one, and then we've got a few more of the Eldar ones. We've got this one, for instance. That's kind of a cool little one. So yeah, Space Wars, my first army. Hey Billy Bob, how you doing? Looks like you forgot to print the rest of the ship. What, this one? Oh, you mean the little one? That little one, because it's missing the tail on the top. Yeah, this is a teeny tiny one. So that's a slightly larger one. I can't remember what this one's called. Is that the Hell? This one might be the Hellbore. That's not the Nightshade. The Nightshade is this one, which again has got a fucking terrible mesh, and is just a nightmare to print. So I'm trying to sort out this print as well. So I might have to make him a tiny bit bigger so I can control the mesh a bit more, but he's not printing very well at all. But yeah, they're fab. They're fab. I'm just absolutely loving the kind of like the deep dive into. So I'm gonna do. The idea is I want to do an Inquisition fleet. So for the Imperial side of things, I'm going to do an Inquisition fleet, and then I think I'm going to try and paint them that golden red. You know, the original. So this colour scheme. Is it that one? Yeah. That original colour scheme from John Blanche. I'm going to do an Inquisition fleet in that colour scheme, because as well, I don't think I've seen any fleets in this scheme, which is quite surprising, because that's like the iconic scheme. So I don't think I've seen any fleets in that kind of gold and red, which will be quite fun to kind of play around with and see if I can do. Should look at getting some Dark Eldar. So the Dark Eldar ships, there's one. I've printed one Dark Eldar ship. There's a nice little Dark Eldar ship. As you can see, I supported this one in like 2 minutes just to put on a print, because I think I was printing. I think this was when I was printing. What was I printing? I think this was with the Imperial ship. And I was just like, oh, I'll just throw a Dark Eldar one on. And like as you can see, I didn't support it particularly well. But there's a little Dark Eldar ship. So I'll do some more of those for sure. John Blanche is the goat. Looks like a miniaturized blue Trausch. How you doing, Piotr? It's got that brownish gold midtone and near white highlight gold. What has? Good project to test out the Vallejo Aged Metal True Metallic paint on. Aged Metal True Metallic. Paint a test mini of each and see how you feel. Definitely. Definitely. That's the way to do it. Right. Let's get some Custodes done. So we want Shield Captain. We're going to leave the Dreadnought there because the Dreadnought's amazing and I love it. Yeah, I think I'll try and find. I think I'll get some 40mm squares, 40mm square bases for all the TIE fighter stuff. I think that's what I should do. Like I have 2 interceptors now. I need 2 TIE fighters and then all the other cool TIE stuff. I can't remember the names of them now, but. Yeah, there we go. Right, let's move all of these off. Move all of these off. So yeah, Project Battlefleet Gothic is very, very, very good fun. And I'm going to do a video for it on YouTube very, very soon. There's already a video up on Patreon, so !Patreon. If you want to follow this paint job on Patreon. This is the first Battlefleet Gothic paint job I've done in 27 years. So that's up on Patreon. This cloak is going to be up on Patreon very, very soon as well. So I've got to finish editing that one. The basing video is going to be up on Patreon tonight. So this video is nearly finished. I've just got to do a voiceover for the first little bit. So that'll be up on Patreon tonight. So !Patreon if you want to be the first to see that one. Yeah, all sorts of cool stuff. Yeah, so that's !Patreon in chat if you want to go and check that one out. Right, let's just clear all of this out. Move all of these out of the way. I've got too many ships now. The thing is, I don't know how to store all of these ships because they're too tall. They're too tall for the really useful boxes which I use. So we're going to have to get some. We're going to have to get creative in storing them. You just do Gunpla. Nice. Have you ordered the new Gunpla assemble? We were looking at that the other last week on stream. I've got a Sazabi. I've got a Sazabi to do. I've also got Optimus Prime to finish off as well because Optimus Prime is amazing. And I finished. We did a armored core Gunpla a few months ago because I fucking love Armored Core. Grew up with Armored Core. So that was really cool when those Gunplas came out. The Advanced, the Defender, the Bomber and the Gunboat. Yeah, the TIE Advanced I definitely want. TIE Defender, definitely want the TIE Bomber. The TIE Gunboat, I don't think I know that one. You already have a lot. Just a war game seems boring. I want to try something new and cool. Gotcha. Need to get into Gundam Assembled. I want the deluxe. The deluxe set 2 is the one I want. That's the one I'd really like. So we'll have to see if I can pick that one up. I think that one comes out in December though, doesn't it? So that one comes out, and then we can, of course, 3D print. We can 3D print some slightly larger terrain, or we can 3D print some terrain rather than the cardboard hex stuff. So that will be quite cool. Oh! What do you think about this? I haven't shown this one yet. I didn't manage to do the tank. But here's its base. So I was trying to work out how to do his base. So his base is there like that. So I've got a pillar there. So that's the same. This is all the same 3D prints and pillars and everything that I was using. And then that pillar there will go into the support hole for the tank, like that, and then that will be how the tank is supported on the base. And I'll probably angle it slightly as well. So yeah, fab. It looks really cool. So I like that. That's really cool. Like I say, again, the basing video is coming out on Patreon tonight. So if you want to see the basing video, that will be up tonight. I need to do the outro for it. But yeah, that's all recorded and done and ready. I just need to do a quick 10-minute outro for the video. So exclamation mark Patreon for that. And thank you very much if you do. A really good Dusty Ruins bases. You really like the bases. Thank you very much. Oh, we need some music as well, don't we? We need some music. Hobson, thank you for the follow. What a legend. Let's get some music on as well. Bricks and sand only gets me so far. Yeah, that was my issue when I did the urban ruin stuff. So the urban ruins for my Imperial Guard, I was like, how do I make these look like actual ruins? It's just not working. And I couldn't get it figured out, so thankfully I did figure it out, hence the YouTube video on that one as well. So anybody who is, by the way, let's just have a quick look. Anybody who is interested, view your channel. Here's my YouTube channel, and there are loads of videos on here. Same with my Patreon, there's loads of videos on my Patreon as well. So there's loads of kit reviews, there's loads of fixing some of the Games Workshop kits, like fixing the Sector robots. There's loads of torso twist things in here, there's loads of reveal streams. We're going to do another reveal stream tomorrow night when we get the Adepticon reveals. We're painting with foam. Converting old models and things, so 3D printing vampire bases, building Smaug, who needs to have some more paint put on him, how to remove chrome from sprues if you want to do that really easily. So yeah, there's loads and loads and loads of videos. So exclamation mark YouTube, drop me a follow on YouTube, and there's loads of cool stuff on here, including, if I can find it, including where is it? Including, how many more times can I say including? Including how to paint void bases. So they're really cool. So that's how I've done a lot of my boarding party stuff. And also how to do, oh, there's boarding actions, how to paint boarding actions terrain. Fantastic game. Oh, have I gone past it? I must have gone past it. There's also in here how to paint, how to do urban rubble, urban ruins bases. Where are they? I have gone past it. Where is it? Well, it's definitely on here anyway. I'm sure you guys can find it quicker than I can. But yeah, there's an urban rubble, urban ruins, how to guide on here as well, as well as model building tips, which hasn't got nearly as many views as I was hoping it was going to get. I thought this was going to get way more views, but no. 300 views for. I need to change the. I need to change the title. Maybe. Or I need to redo it. Maybe I should redo it. I might redo it. What were you looking for? Urban ruins. There's an urban ruins video. Linked shorts is how you get eyes on videos. Yeah, but that's I'm already doing shitload. Anyway, yes. Right, let's paint this up. Views require work. I'm well aware. 13,000 views. 27,000 views. We're fine. 6,000 views. I got it. I got it. I just did a really bad job on that one. Urban Bases. Oh, Tari, what a legend. Thank you very much. Tari 2. Right, let's get that off. Yeah, the highest viewed video on my YouTube is something like 120,000 views, and it's an old photography video. It's I think it's about 12 years old now. Anyway, yeah, YouTube, it's a lovely place. Piot on YouTube. I wonder, is the red ponytail her hair and the gold thing is just a metal scrunchie, or is it something like a nail stabbed into her head with a hair from some animal? So I am kind of I'm taking it as it's like a scrunchie on this particular model. So this particular model here, as you can see, she already has hair on her head here, and then she has like a gold cap around here, and then in my view all her hair is kind of pulled up into this, and then that's a top knot. However that one is stapled to his head in exactly the same way as these ones are stapled to his head. So the brushes and the top knots, when they've got a bare head, are stapled. In my kind of approach, anyway. Oh, just got a message. Hang on, Stu. Hang on. Yes, dude. Oh my god, honestly, the rules, it's so refreshing to have rules that do cool shit. It's just nuts, dude. It's so fun. Sorry, One Stop Wargaming just sent me the rules for having the Planet Killer, so this wreck here. For when we're playing Battlefleet Gothic, the rules that we can use to make that explode randomly. It's just brilliant. So if you take their gold top knot thing off, they just have this weird middle of the head ponytail going on. No, if you take the gold top knot off, well, if you take this gold top knot off, then maybe you do. But if you take his gold top knot off, he's just got a hole in his head. To be fair, I'll probably mostly only use helmeted heads and the top not shaved down, I imagine. Oh, okay. There's a mould line on her left hand thingy on the top of the shield. Oh, yeah. Yes, there is. Normal black, because I'm not going. These haven't gone to. These haven't gone gloss, so I just use normal black on these. No kind of sneaky. I think I said the primer in the video. Anyway, yeah, it's just the mecha varnish. It's usually recommended to use gloss black. No, it's not usually recommended. So if you use gloss black for metallics, you get more of a shiny metallic. So you get a really shiny kind of chrome finish on metallics. However, if you're doing it on miniatures, again, the scale, the issue of scale comes back into it. So they end up looking like chrome toys. So they look like a chrome model that's that big, rather than a Custodes, which is 11 foot tall, because all the reflections and everything are working on the size of the model. So you can use, for something like a dreadnought or a tank, you could use a gloss black to have a little bit more punch. But one of the things that I did with this, that I talk about in the video as well, is I did an all over wash of the green, and a very kind of careful wash of the rattling grime as well. The rattling grime had a tiny bit of medium mixed into it as well, so it softened down the finish. So the thing that does is it kills all the shine. It covers up all the gloss from the metallics, so it pulls it all back, and it almost looks it almost takes the metallic back to like a matte finish, so as if you'd given it like a matte varnish, just not quite that harsh. So I wasn't actually chasing a gloss finish. So one of the ways that I paint metallics in this kind of true metallic look.
Tarry the second is right, Christopher. You must go check the potatoes pics.
Do you want me to go and check those now, or do you want me to carry on answering questions? Yeah, we'll go in a second. So the way I paint true metallics is that I try and control the gloss level of the metallic in the highlights and in the shadows, particularly in the shadows, because you want the shadows to be very matte, so that they're not competing for the highlights. So this highlight here, for instance, that highlight on the shoulder pad there works because it's shiny. But if this was also shiny down here, it wouldn't stand out. You wouldn't have the contrast for it to stand out. So if you did a gloss black primer on this part down here and all this part down here would also be really shiny. And because of the way I paint and because of the way that I do metallics, and I try to lower the matte and lower the surface finish of a lot of the shadows, it's kind of counterintuitive to do a gloss black finish. So if you are painting something that's slightly larger, so like a dreadnought or a tank, a gloss black would be quite interesting to kind of play around with, because it's a slightly larger model and you might get a little bit more impact and effect from it. But ultimately on these kind of things, I do that matte varnish, because of the end goal is trying to be a much more of a matte finish for a lot of the things anyway. Spade transparent over the chrome. I wanted the chrome as shines, and that's why I went with the gloss primer. Yeah. Right. Did we just have a raid? Did we just have a raid, or did we just have Cryo? Hey, how are you doing, Cryo? Right, let's go have a look at the Discord. We need to go and have a look at... There aren't any new potatoes. No new potato pics. Look at this. Look at this! Hi, Tato. Poe's joining in as well. There's just all three puscats on your desk. Amazing. Where's the picky from yesterday?
Abandoned shop. This is not a daffodil. Repeat, this is not a daffodil.
That's the picky from yesterday. You're appalled. No potatoes. Why are you appalled? Big taters. I just complained. Why are you complaining? I painted unfazed. How are you doing, Avian? How are you doing? Look at all this. Look at all this. And then Poe and the mouse. Just like oh! What is it with sleepy puscats? Why are they so cute? Why are sleepy puscats so cute? There we go. We got stream gallery. Oh, there's the unpainted Custodes that Purples needs to paint up. And then we also have a face update as well from Sinister. Getting over your COVID. You had another COVID shot. Are people still getting COVID shots? Are you okay, Avian? How are you feeling? Are you run down now? Are you a bit run down now? That face is brilliant. It's pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good. Eldar faces are fun to paint. So yeah, there we go. There was my big long conversation about gloss varnishes, gloss primer as well. See, now as I'm going in and I'm hitting these highlights, you get more impact for them because the shadows are so marked. Scrap, thank you for the follow. You can't get my hands on the Custodes until at least mid-April. Oh no. Oh no. Anyway. Look, no, Purple's come back. Purple's come back. Purple's, at least I got the music on. Also, should I paint a Commander Dante entirely in gold non-metallic? Personally, no. But sure. Rich has a really good tutorial on painting it in non-metallic as well, if you want to. Exclamation mark Rich. And go and follow the tutorial on his website. Feel like it's something I should do. Do it then. Go for it. Do it. Do it. Do it. You gotta go. Catch you later. See you. One stop. Have a good one, dude. Thanks for the blowy uppy link. Missed one mould line. Building all of these in like no time at all to try and do that stupid YouTube challenge. I missed a mould line. Stupid. It was a silly challenge, really. Yeah, I was. I don't think anybody watched the video because I was doing a speed challenge, though. I think they watched the video because the colour scheme was really cool. So, you live and learn. But on the plus side, I do now have all the Custodes painted. So that's the positive from it. Clean up time today. What are you cleaning up? You ordered the Liber. Could not justify buying the release box. I had 2 of the Burning of Prospero game boxes and a Resin Dread. I think just a box of the regular new ones and the Drum Troops will be all I want. Nice one, Avian. Yeah, I think I would really like in a perfect world, 2 more Dreadnoughts, 1 more tank, and then just Venatari. If you were cleaning up, yeah, Sinister pointed out I'd missed a mould line, so I had to go and clean these up, clean it up. Oh, Avian, I posted the Raven Guard on Patreon last night, so thank you very much for reminding me about that. Yay! A demonstration of our power! Our power!
I think I have one.
In the truck. It's interesting, I've never had that one get pulled up for copyright. Ever. Never had that one pulled up. I have Red Dwarf, like if you do 10 seconds of Red Dwarf, that gets picked up straight away. That has been on the channel for 10 years or whatever, never been picked up. Yeah, no, thank you very much for the Patreon sub as well, Avian. That's really, really appreciated. Exclamation mark Patreon, everybody else in chat. So this really is a huge help, and I'm trying to do some really cool videos on there as well. There's that video that's coming up soon once I've finished the voiceover for it, which will be really cool. There's the basing video, so there's this basing video, Avian, that's going up tonight. So that'll be on Patreon tonight. There's quite a bit of silence in that clip as well. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Like it's like a classic line, but it's over quite a long distance. Yeah, no. So it's probably more like what Tari says. Like the Red Dwarf stuff is just like constant quotes. Like the Flibble one and the tank one is just a constant thing. So it's easier for the copyright AI controller thingamajiggy dog checker to find them. Whereas True Lies, not so much. We were talking yesterday, Avian, about my Night Lords and trying to being really excited about trying to come up with a kind of army painted workflow and color scheme, because obviously every single model pretty much has to be freehanded, has to have freehand on it. So it'll be really interesting to see if I can get like a really nice dark, because I sort of want to airbrush them, but then I kind of also sort of don't, because I kind of want the texture to come through. So I'm in a bit of a decision at the moment about whether to brush paint them like the Raven Guard so that you get that kind of texture coming through, or airbrush them and then freehand on top of the airbrushing, because you have to do that freehand on every model. So yeah, it'd be really fun. Found the video good because it lines up the steps for you. That is the issue. I think Brain does not want to remember all of them. Oh no, you're welcome. No worries. That's kind of like how I like to do the videos as well. Like here's this bit, this bit, this bit. So, but the Patreon and like how I do painting videos kind of started and kind of got inspired, sadly, to admit, by Rich, because of the way Rich does his videos, and I really like how he does his videos compared to a bit more of a presenter editor style that you sometimes see on YouTube. Like it's just I can't get through all that. So I'd rather just record it and then voice over, or and then the time I save on doing the voiceover, then I can do a little bit of commentary and stuff on it. Anyway, yeah. Dang, I am brain dead. Night Lords and their lighting. Yeah. Yeah, the Night Lords are going to be. I'm really looking forward to doing that. But I don't know whether to. What does everybody think I should? Because I obviously brush painted the Raven Guard so you could kind of play around with this texture. So I don't know whether to do that again with the Night Lords, because it is quite quick. I don't think it's particularly slow. And you do get to play around with a bit more. Yeah, I think I probably have to brush paint them, don't I? And then at that point, I may as well brush paint everything. Because because I'm doing the I want to do the Dark Angels this silver, don't I? So maybe I can airbrush the Dark Angels then, and the Dark Angels will be the one that gets airbrushed because they're the metallic. And I can kind of play around with this kind of dark metallic knightly look for the Dark Angels. I mean, I don't think Tari saw this. This is the reason why I want to do metallic Dark Angels, because I think he's looking really cool. Hey JJ, how are you doing? Thank you very much. You just subbed to Patreon. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Thank you, JJ. Let me just throw the Patreon link in YouTube chat again. If I can find it. There it is. Copy. Anybody else in YouTube chat who wants the Patreon link? There's the Patreon link. Thank you very much. Oh, no, that's not the Patreon link. That's the Patreon link. Sorry. There you go. That's the Patreon link. Sorry, YouTube. There we go. Da, da, da. Pro streamer? Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry! I'm so good, I'm so pro. I'm so pro, yo. Right, so we need to make sure this is nice and bright. I'm out of tea. Nearly. Yeah, what do we reckon? What do we reckon for just paint Iron Warriors and be done with it, Christoph? So Atari, Sexy Science Hannah would be very happy with that because she has Iron Warriors and she wants me to. She wants recipes and processes for painting Iron Warriors. So. The reason I mentioned the Inducti is because of that white palm print on the helm is so evocative. Wait, what Inducti? Are the Night Lords Inducti trash? Painting them would be nice distraction as they can be different. I don't know actually. I don't know actually. The Inducti for the Raven Guard was shit. I remember that. I remember the Raven Guard being crap. Downloads. Horus Heresy. Additional rules. Nope. FAQs and errata. Nope. Legacies. Inducti. Night Lords. Night Lords. Night Lords. Night Lords. Number 9. 8, 9. Right. So. Okay. So they are. They're despoilers straight away, which is good. You can have a pistol, a vexilla. They have a killer's blade. What's a killer's blade? A killer's blade has got precision and breaching. And they are also a unit which contains any models with this special rule may have the Art of Murder Aftermath option selected for them in step 4 of the resolution subphase. Art of Murder, the controlling player rolls a dice for every model. For every unmodified 6, the controlling player might allocate a single wound to an enemy model. Holy shit, okay. Fucking hell, that's cool. Okay, so they have a killer's blade. Okay, right, so Night Lords then might be the way I get into Inducti. Because that's actually pretty cool. So they have a bolt pistol and a killer's blade, which could look like fucking anything. Constructed to no standardized design. I mean, come on, this is like 40k. Are you watching 40k? This is how you write rules. Improvised weapons are the embodiment of the owner's cruelty and spite, an echo of the Night Lord's murderous lineage. Dark Angels give you the tomb. What's the Dark Angels Inducti? I don't think I want Dark Angels Inducti. Page 3. Wait, what? Dark Angels Inducti just have Volkai. Have they got line? And they've got line. Oh, okay. Maybe I could do. Maybe I could do. Is that for a 10? They're 9 points each. What's wrong with them? I need to check that. That's quite cool. That's quite cool. So the Dark Angels, the ship one is the Raven Guard. The Raven Guard one is crap. Yeah, fair enough. So the Night Lords definitely. So we'll definitely do some Night Lords inducti. So what did you say about the Night Lords? They have a white palm print on their helmet. There you go then. You'd make me, Purples and Hannah happier, and they look cooler, and they're not Dark Angels. Exactly, the Dark Fucks can jump in the galaxies out of volcanoes. Okay, yeah, so I hear that. However, I already have Dark Angel stuff. Like I have the Lion, I have I have all the Knights, whatever the Knight resin models are and stuff. And I was just going to do a small Zone Mortalis Dark Angels force. That was all. That was all. Right, I need to go for a walk. No! Tari's leaving as well. Everybody's leaving me. See your God's favourite Empress, all the stuff. Bye! Yes, so Twitch chat. Should I airbrush the Night Lords, or should I brush paint the Night Lords? Like, do I go after the detail and the texture again from brush painting, or do I get the time saving of doing all the base coats on the Night Lords with an airbrush to then give myself time to do the freehand lightning on all the Night Lords? There we go. What should I do? Which direction should I go? There we go. So this one here, that highlight there, that highlight on that shoulder there shows up because this is all matte. So that shine point that I've just put on the shoulder there and also there shows up because it's had a matte primer and it's been matted down after I put the metallics on. Airbrush then freehand. I enjoy airbrushing the base stuff and then take some time with the details. So everybody's actually voting airbrush. I was surprised by that. Okay. See, I might ignore you. I might ignore you all and brush paint the base tones. I might ignore you all. Got it. Then I will keep the matte primer for my Custodes as I did the other ones. Yeah. Like the problem. Yeah, maybe.
Christopher will totally ignore us because he's a jerk and asks for our opinion just to have some movement in the chat.
My guess why airbrush is popular is the time savings. Yeah, and it's also like, it's a bit of a crutch, isn't it? It's like a not like an easy mode, but it's like a just pointing the airbrush at things. Yeah, I don't know. If I did it airbrushed, I'd feel like I'd have to go back in and kind of add texture with the brush anyway. God. I do need to finish these. It's a tool like any other. It is a tool. It's 100% a tool. It's 100% a tool. 100% it's a tool. I airbrush these for God's sake. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'll brush paint. Like the attraction that I really like the texture and the detail, the like really fine scale detail that's on that you can kind of play around with and you can get on the Horus Heresy stuff. And I think if I airbrush, I'm just going to end up having to kind of go over the airbrush with brush detail anyway. So I think I'll probably brush. I mean, we'll have to do one, won't we? I'll have to. I mean, I do have one. We have a Night Lords dude kind of ready to go. I mean, I could even use these. I could use those on the Inducti and just have all the Inducti with. No, you can't have them all with that weapon because that's the iconic weapon for that special unit, isn't it? For the Night Lords. I can't think what the weapon's called now, and I can't think what the unit's called. So I can't have that for the Inducti, but I could have like a. Oh, what weapon would you have? What weapon would you have for Night Lord's Inducti? Or more to the point, what 3 weapons? Because I don't want them. I kind of like want to lean into the chaotic, mismatched feel for the Night Lords. So they are going to be all different marks across the entire army, unlike the Raven Guard and the Dark Angels. The Raven Guard being predominantly Mark 6, and then like having 2 units of Mark 4, and the Dark Angels being Mark 2 and Mark 3. You could do one each way and do a comparison. So here is a compromise: airbrush, then weather with oils, do oil dripping down the gaps due to being in the field for extended times. I mean, they'd have all the oil washers on top anyway, like I did with the Raven Guard. Yeah, maybe do. Thing is, if I do the brush one, I think I'll do the brush one first, because if I do the brush one first and like it, I won't have to do the airbrush one. But if I do the airbrush one first, I'm always going to do the brush one after. Yeah. We're gonna have to be really careful. Maybe it does need to be airbrushed, because there's going to be so much detail. Yeah, maybe it does need to be airbrushed, because there's going to be so much detail put on top of them. If I have too much texture, if I put too much texture on the initial coat with brush marks. Now, when I say texture, I don't mean like 3D texture. I don't mean like using really thick paint and making the paint texture. I mean texture from adding really small marks all over the model when you're putting the base coats down with the brush. So because I want to, yeah, maybe some form of shiv. Maybe it does need to be airbrushed first, because otherwise it would just be. Otherwise, it might just end up being almost too messy, because we're gonna have armor chips on it, we're gonna have lightning on it, and we're gonna have blood splatter on it, and we're gonna have skin on it. Like, there's gonna be so much going on. I think actually we might have to do airbrushed, just to kind of give you that bit more of a consistent tone and finish underneath all the kind of detail and weathering and blood splatter and flayed skin and everything that we're going to put on the Night Lord. So yeah, actually I might have to agree with Twitch chat, but not for Twitch chat's reasons. I wonder what. So, are there any Horus Heresy close combat weapons Are there any knives have? Because like a flaying knife would be really cool, wouldn't it? Now he is gaslighting us. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Always, Dorian, always. Because a flaying knife would be really cool, wouldn't it? That would be very, very cool for Night Lords. I don't think there's a suitable like close combat weapon sprue for Horus Heresy that's not just chainsaws, is there? So we might have to lean into our friendly 3D printed thing. I do have the meat grinder gang. Oh, Avian, I do. That's a great call. I could have those little chain axe mini things. That's a really good call. Now, do I lean into that even more and do like bare armed Night Lords, or do I keep to the fully armoured? I think you have to keep to the fully armoured, don't you? And then just use those. I hope the scale's okay. I think it will be. But yeah, that's a really good call. That's a really good call. Right, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to nip to the bathroom. Quick bio break. The Betrayal Couth had the old Mark IV Marines, which came with a gladius-style knife.
Christopher.
Oh, that sounds cool.
You too.
Fuck you very much. What? 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll be 2 seconds, Olivia. 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Oh, Purple's got another meeting. No! Purple's has gone. It's all gone to shit. The Betrayal of Calth. A gladius-style knife. Okay, is eBay working again yet? It is. eBay is working again. Right, let's go and have a look at. So, Betrayal of Calth. Betrayal of Calth Mark IV. Betrayal of Calth. Bits. Let's just put bits. Like that. Oh, that's a point. Hang on, isn't there? The one above? What, those? That's not in the hand though. I don't think that's too bad. I think, aren't there? Where's the command squad? Where's the command squad? Oh, I can't wait to do my recon squad. I need to sort that out. I need to start doing. Oh no, I can't because I need the Mark IV. I need the Mark IV kit. I hope the Mark IV kit gets revealed tomorrow. There we go. Legion Command Squad. Right, so the Mark VI Legion Command Squad has got. Oh no, they're a bit elaborate. They're a bit elaborate, aren't they? Those swords. Yeah, they're a bit elaborate. What's the Mark III? Is the Mark III one the same? Come on. Yeah, Mark 3 is the same. And what's the close combat sprue like? I don't think there's anything in there either, is there? I do quite like the spears, to be fair. Yeah, there's nothing really in there either, is there, for inducti? Right, let's do a very, very quick. Trench clubs. Yeah, I do kind of like the spears. Night Lords upgrades, I already have that. Oh. Wait, is that for the robots that I have? Wait, is that for the robots? So I have, hang on, that's cool. So, okay, now just to explain what I'm talking about here, I have a plan to add like allies into all my armies. So my Raven Guard are going to have Solar Auxilia in them. My Night Lords are going to have Cult Mechanicus in them, and then the Dark Angels. I can't remember what we said the Dark Angels were going to have. Anyway, the Dark Angels are going to have something as well, but the Night Lords, because I had the Mechanicum battle box, and I thought they had these in. I thought they had the Ursulaks, but they didn't. They had these ones. They had the Thalax. So I was like, oh damn it! I'm going to have to go and buy that box just for that. But they're the same bodies. So if they're the same bodies, and I can just do that. That's cool. Then that's cool. Because they're perfect. Although they're not quite as... Why aren't they... Oh, they're the... Where are the angry... Where are the angry claws? They're not angry claws. Oh, there they are. Is that them? Yeah, there they are. Angry claws. That's really cool. Okay, that's very cool actually. Manipause, hey, what were the names of the creators of those Battlefleet Gothics you had on stream yesterday? Which ones? Which ships did I have on stream yesterday? The Imperial ones. So the Imperial ones were Italian Moose on the purple site. So that one was Italian Moose. The Necron ones, I can't remember who did those, but they're on the purple site as well. And the that Planet Killer. The Planet Killer, just search for Planet Killer on the purple site. Basically, you just search for BFG. Search for BFG on the purple site, and then just scroll and scroll and scroll. Oh, Chris, I know. Your Dark Eldar, you must have a lot of bits. My Dark Eldar, I do have a lot of bits. Do I have appropriate things? I'm really pleased about that. That's really cool, actually. That close up, so that means Avian, I can go and get that kit from upstairs, and build those, because then I can just print the arms. That's absolutely fucking perfect. That's absolutely perfect. That's really, really cool. I'm excited about that. That's very, very cool. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Manipause. Anyway, let's go back and see if there are any... what are these? These are quite cool, look. They're a bit elaborate though, aren't they, really? They're a bit elaborate. Inducti wouldn't have those, so no, sadly. What's this? Some of those are pretty good. Oh, I like those. That's pretty cool lightning claws for Night Lords. Like those are probably the best. Those kind of glaive things are probably the best. Because they're a bit chunky. Like they wouldn't give Inducti those. They'd give Inducti these kind of things. Like, yeah, go and pick some of them up. Yeah, they're not bad. Is this a... Oh, it's £5. Yeah, that's not bad. So, yeah, the Night Lords are going to have Mechanicus as allies, which is quite cool. What did we say with the Dark Angels? What allies were the Dark Angels going to have? Or did I not even... Maybe I didn't even really think too much about the Dark Angels, because they're just like a Zone Mortalis, small, like 1,000 point Zone Mortalis force. So I don't think they particularly need allies. I do need to get some assassins for the Raven Guard though, because the assassins Raven Guard get like a free assassin detachment, which is awesome. Also Mechanicum. Did I say Mechanicum as well? Oh, did I say a Thanatar? Maybe they were going to get a Thanatar, because you can just take because you don't need to ally too much, do you? You just need to take one of those characters and then you can throw in a couple of units rather than ally in properly, in inverted commas. Yeah, I need to check. What was the name of the Mechanicum guy that you can just put in the as an HQ choice and then give him like a bodyguard unit or something? What was that Mechanicum guy called? You can just drop him in as like an HQ choice and then give him like a bodyguard or something. So go to the Legacies document on page 82 for the Dark Angels Exindio Battle Automata. That's the Iron Dude, right? Yeah, I need to make an Iron Dude as well. Oh, it's a sexy science Hannah. We have a sexy science Hannah in the house, everybody. Everybody needs to give sexy science Hannah a big hug while I talk over her intro again. Pravian, that was it. And they gave you a Phalax, not a Thanatar. Okay. How are you doing, Hannah? That is an lobotomized, but yeah, that's the like the Mandalorian assassin robot kind of thing. that nobody knows what it looks like, so everybody just does like weird conversions and stuff. Yeah, definitely need to make one of those, obviously. Hannah, I watched Ready or Not 2 this morning. Bloody brilliant. Absolutely bloody brilliant. Doing well, doing my research about moving back to Wales. My mum is very excited by the prospect. Ooh, is this getting more and more serious, Hannah? Is it getting more and more serious? Sexy Science Hannah's coming back to Wales. Is this something that you can do with work? Or would it mean finding like a UK company of cool proportions and things? I'm going to have to go to the gym so I don't get shown up by Sexy Science Hannah. What is Ready or Not? It's a film. Ready or Not. It's one of my favourite subgenres of horror. Which is basically anything that Samara Weaving is in, because Samara Weaving is fantastic and she screams really well, which sounds really weird to say on the internet, but she's brilliant in horror films. So she was in The Babysitter. She was in a film called Azrael where didn't even have any dialogue. She was in Ready or Not, and the premise was hilarious, which was she married into a family, and on marrying into the family, you play a game on the wedding night where you draw a card, and drawing the card tells you like what you're going to do for the rest of your life, kind of thing, and how it's going to go. It's this weird family's tradition, and she pulls hide and seek, which is the bad card. As it turns out, because then she has to go and hide, and the rest of the family seek her to try and kill her on her wedding night, or because they all sold their souls to the devil for money and prosperance, sort of thing. So if on the rare occasion somebody marries into the family and draws this card, they all have to go and kill her before dawn. And that's the idea and the premise of the film, and she's absolute badass, so she survives and kills them all. And then Ready or Not 2 is then what happens subsequently, which is also absolutely hilarious, and it's brilliant. Samara Weaving is just like so good. There are weirder things on the internet. Yeah, there are weirder things on the internet. I probably need to go to the gym way more than you probably do. It is getting more serious. I see some chatter about the UK being less friendly for LGBT people, and some people saying the UK economy is going in a very bad direction. Yeah, it's all lies. It's all lies, Hannah. You're fine. I cleared be able to work from UK last year with my company. Wow. Yeah, being less friendly. It's not less friendly than America. Yeah, that's absolute bollocks, Hannah. I wouldn't believe that in the slightest. Yeah, and the economies, the I would not believe everything that you've just heard. But yeah, Ready or Not 2 is brilliant. Ready or Not is hilarious. Did you see Abigail? I don't know whether you saw Abigail last year. Abigail was phenomenal, and it has an actress called Catherine Newton in it, who is also kind of like Samara Weaving level of brilliance in horror films. And she plays Samara Weaving's sister in Ready or Not 2, and it is a match made in heaven, and they're both absolutely phenomenally brilliant. And they both finished the film wearing black wedding dresses. So yeah, well, Catherine Newton doesn't. She wears like a black wedding suit to. Yeah. Anyway, it's brilliant. So I can still make Silicon Valley money while living in the Welsh countryside, but close enough to Swansea and Cardiff, and a quick drive or train ride to England to see the wonderful people there. Oh, and Bugman's. Oh, yes. And coming out, I'd take you for a cheeky Nando's. I actually don't like the horror genre, except for a few exceptions. No, I know you don't. I know you don't. I absolutely adore the horror genre. But Abigail, like, I don't know whether you like black comedy, because Abigail is very much a black comedy. And you would laugh all the way through it. It's so funny. I think the marketing failed a little bit on that film because they gave away the kind of the spoiler in the trailer. If anybody hasn't seen it, I'm not going to give it away, because if you haven't seen it, then you probably haven't seen the trailer. Because if you had seen the trailer, you would have gone and seen it. So yeah, Abigail. You love black comedy. Okay, so Abigail, it's on Netflix. I think I can show you Netflix. I think I can show you Netflix. Yes, I can. So Abigail is where is it? I'm sure I saw it. I'm sure I saw it on Netflix. It's definitely on Netflix anyway. Yeah, search for Abigail and watch that, because it's bloody brilliant. And just absolutely took me by surprise when I watched it. Mostly you don't like watching horror alone because you get very scared. I mean, if you knew going into the movie that it was a horror film, you could figure it out quickly. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know, Avian. I don't know. Like, if I didn't know the spoiler from the trailer, I don't think you would go in knowing that at all. Okay, time for Hannah to watch horror movies for Chris. Yeah, Hannah, see if you can find Abigail. Honestly, it's so good, and if you haven't seen the trailer, it will hit really well. Black comedy, one of the best black comedies of recent years. And then Ready or Not is probably. Ready or Not probably verges, it probably crosses the line, tiptoes the line between black comedy and horror. Ready or Not does. Because there's a lot of blood in Abigail as well, but it's done in such a comical way. Ready or Not probably just kind of crosses the line, just kind of teeters. You've read lots of books. Yeah. Chris has great entertainment recommendations. I do. Yeah, my go and watch this film or go and watch this series are pretty damn good. But yeah, I hope that, so Abigail is on the UK Netflix. Hopefully, it's on the US Netflix, Hannah. What kind of timescale are we talking for Wales? Are we talking this year, but like sometime this year, or are we talking about planning and going next year, or are we just like in the brainstorming phase still? Soon as I can get my paperwork and passport done, I'm scheduling a call with the UK consul so I can get a holy shit, wow, on how to get out if need be. How to get out? What do you mean how to get out? How to... Do you have a UK-US passport, or do you have a US passport? Because I'm guessing your mum can like help you out with living requirements and stuff for a little bit until like whatever you need over here to rent or get a house or whatever. Yeah, when's the midterms? I'm a little bit worried about the summer over there with the World Cup and everything. I'm not particularly very comfortable / confident that Trump isn't antagonizing some of the population. November, but honestly I think I'd love to live in the UK again. Sweet! I'm not an American citizen. I was born in Wales. My British passport is expired. Oh, okay, Hannah. Fantastic. Yeah, just come back. Just come back, Hannah. Just come back. Hannah, just come back. Hannah, come back. From other countries. Yeah. I'd love to live in Sweden if I could. But that would be a whole different ball game. Right, so today on Patreon tonight there's going to be the basing video, so that video is going to go up on Patreon tonight, so keep an eye out for that. It'll probably go up quite late UK time, which means it'll go up quite good for US evenings. So if you're in the US, you'll get to watch that on Patreon at a kind of a reasonable time tonight. Hopefully, that's the plan. And then I need to edit that Cape video, because that should be quite a cool video to get up on Patreon. So that will go up on Patreon very, very soon. And then of course we have, look at this, Hannah. We've got all this Battlefleet Gothic shit to do as well, which is just super, super, super cool. Oh, Brigand, thank you for the follow. I was also looking into Canadian, New Zealand, and Scandinavian citizenship. Being a software engineer seems to fast track citizenship, but I also have a right to move back to Wales, UK, because I was born there. Fantastic. Yeah, I think they'd love you in Canadian land, wouldn't they? Oh, that's a good idea. I wonder whether that works. I wonder whether if I find Abigail on Netflix here, whether if I link it to... There we go. There we go. If I link that to Hannah now, what does this link look like to you, Hannah? Oh, no, that's not the right one. That's the wrong one. Hang on. There we go. Oh my word, that's a massive link. Can I not share that? Can you not share like a Netflix video? Can I share there? Title not available in your country. Oh, for fuck's sake. I wonder whether it's on Amazon. Hang on, let me see it. No, it's paid for on Amazon. Bearded Brigand. My bases are from my mini factory, and there is a video going up on Patreon for them tonight. All about them. So there we go. There is my Patreon link, Brigand. So yeah, all the bases. There'll be a video up very soon. But they're from my mini factory. Well, this one isn't. This one, well, yeah, most of them are from my mini factory. This one's sculpted. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch Abigail tonight, aren't I? Although I did want to watch Smile 2, because I really like Smile 2. Find me a Dark Angels Exindio Battle Automata or bits to make one. What? Find you one where? Find you one where? I don't know. I don't know what bits I'm going to use. I think. Because I couldn't decide whether I wanted to make one tall or short. Because like the Iron Man, like lore that Purple sent me made me think of that robot from Mandalorian, the tall Mandalorian assassin robot. So I don't know whether I want to make it like a tall one, like was my initial response to what the robots are, or whether I want to make a short, stocky one because I can kind of convert that from one of the AdMech robots. So I'm not entirely sure which direction to go. A print? I've not been able to find one, dude. That was one of the first things I did. I was like, oh, let's see if there's any prints, because then I can like have a little bit of an idea. So yeah, there's never really been one that I've found. Yeah, it seems to be spidery, lots of arms and weapons. Yeah. So that's why I thought of the what's the robot from Mandalorian called? That guy, IG-11. That was the guy I thought of originally. But then you've obviously got to make him cool. You've got to make him cooler because he's a bit spindly. IG-88. What's the IG-88 one? IG-88. Oh, was he in Empire Strikes Back as well? Gotcha. Yeah. Anyway, that was where my head went when I was reading the description of him. So, like I say, I don't know whether to go that direction or whether to go like a little bit more stocky. So I'm not sure. At some point, I will convert one. At some point, I will do one. Do 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 do. Because obviously I have a Dark Angels army, so we're gonna have to do one at some point. The one from Rogue One was the best. Hey Duck, how you doing? Thank you very much. There's a tutorial on YouTube if you want to find out exactly how I did it. Which colour did I use for the verdigris? Again, there's a tutorial on YouTube to find out exactly how I did it, but it's just turquoise paint. Or Patreon. It's on Patreon as well. The reason I wanted to look at the automata is because Athenax Phosphex canister launcher. Athenax Phosphex canister launcher. What the fuck is that? Athenax. Is that an AdMech thing? What was it? Athenax Phosphex canister. Athenax Phosphex. Athenax Phosphex canister. Oh, that's the weapon it's got. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Be right back, switching computers, no worries. Oh yeah, what time is it? I got haggis tonight. I've got some haggis left over from Burns night that I kept in the freezer, so I'm going to have a haggis tonight. Oh, Painter! Thank you for the follow, dude. How are you doing? Awesome. I think I found a basic for it, the Vansar Arachnarig. Are you going to use that one? Is that what you're going to rock on for it? Sounds like a plan. Kind of has a little bit of kind of STC about it as well, doesn't it? The Ragnarok. The question is, should it be tracked or like the Dune Crawler? Oh wow! You're thinking about tracking? Oh wow! Okay. Hadn't thought about putting tracks on it. I was just going to have it walking. Yeah, that's cool. Has to be Kit Bash, not hey this Ragnarok counts out. Yeah, of course. Of course. Got to put some effort into it. Right, probably another half an hour or so, guys, and then I will go and make some dinner. Look forward to seeing your ideas though, Avian, that's cool. She's not looking bad, is she? She's looking alright. Thanks very much. Yeah, all the bases for my Horus Heresy were all the same. Yeah, thank you very much. It's really cool. I'm enjoying. Well, I say they're all the same. They're all the same tone. They have similar kind of aesthetics between all of them. Even the same. Even down to. Oh, where's Corvus Corax? Corvus Corax's base isn't here, but yeah, I've taken lots of kind of inspiration from certain bases here and there. So they've all got the same tone. Like you've got the lion's base over here. It's got the same kind of thing going on. Ah, Adam, thank you for the sub, dude. How are you doing? Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate that. How's your day going? Any special reason for that? Like a big, long kind of history of reasons. But ultimately wanting to try and keep the bases simple and kind of bland, just without having to kind of think to, because like when I'm basically just that, like trying to keep them simple and bland, and then also I was quite enjoying the idea that because anybody can kind of ally with anybody, I was like, well, I'll try and sort of have all the colour schemes the same on the bases. So the Custodes, the Night Lords, the Dark Angels, the Raven Guard are all going to have the same bases, and then you can kind of mix and match just like if you ever wanted to. And also I was trying to find like a really, really fine sand. So this is actually concrete. This is concrete that's smashed up. So you can get some really, really fine sand. Like that's probably the best example of the fine sand you can get, and then it kind of mixes up and you get some slightly larger stuff. I still need to grind it down a tiny bit further because it's still a little bit coarse. But yeah, basically just so I don't overthink bases, because like my Imperial Guard, every base takes like half an hour to sculpt and build, and I didn't want that with the Horus Heresy, and I didn't think they needed it because like the models are the really interesting, the textured part, so I wanted the bases to be quite neutral, and also a way of doing the bases in like a minute, which they have. And then you can obviously go like a little bit further with characters and things, but the way that you go further is by adding more substance to the base rather than sculpting more bits and adding more stuff to the base. You just add a rock, or like with this one you just add like tiles or something, and you just, that's the, or like with the Dreadnought you just add the pillars and stuff. So yeah, it's massive long reasoning that led me to it, but apparently the art I was thinking of is from Caban Project in the Visions of Heresy. So Bob's my uncle, as the description in the unit profile said, these creatures appear outwardly similar to the automata of the Mechanicum, but under their metal skin are nothing alike. Artificer are not crude metal servants, but a living mind forged with steel. Yes. So I think that's part of the bit that Purple sent me. Purple sent me loads of lore to kind of read to understand it, and because they were like outwardly looking like that meant that I could kind of, I want to try and get like the idea of the Mechanicum and then splice bits onto them to make them look ungainly, or a little bit ungainly, but still keep that kind of compositional aesthetic and more importantly balance, but adding like more limbs and stuff. I just thought like that would be the way I could kind of lean into it. But yeah, I'm curious to see what you could do. Like I was going through all of the Mechanicum stuff. Like these ones are like the freakiest, if you like. So I wanted to use one of their heads, and just like make a freaky robot. But like I really like these ones, obviously, but I think they're a bit too small for what it might look like. So we might have to take one of those and just like add and build bits up. Use that as like a torso and kind of build it up and make it more spindly and with more arms and more limbs and stuff. And then with like heads like that. Because the new ones that have come out are a bit too stocky and bulky. I wanted it more I definitely wanted them more spindly, but yeah. Like I haven't grabbed the models out yet, because I have these. Like I say, how many of these have I got? I've got 5 of those, so I could theoretically take one of those and have like a unit of 5, and then have one that I can kind of pull apart and make larger and bigger and slender and add bits to and kind of convert up. Yeah, that was the thing that I wanted to lean into. Like Mechanicum is weird and disturbing at the best of times. What is the mid-sized one? There's the sizes go Thanatar, Castellax, Thalax, don't they? So I have a Castellax, so that's an idea. Maybe I could use one of the Castellax. Because I do have, I think you got 2 of those in the box, so maybe I have 2 of those. So I could use one of those. I think you had in the box, you had 2 of those, a unit of them, 1 of these, which I gave to my mate, and then loads of the tech thralls. So I think I have 2 of those. I'll have to check. But yeah, like I wanted, like those legs would be perfect, and then like make like a really spindly. Oh, what is that? How have I not seen that? Oh, hang on. I have that. I have that somewhere. I don't know where that is. I have that. Yeah. It's too stocky. Like that for me is too stocky on the torso. But the legs, like I want to kind of, I could lean into like the legs of something like that. Yeah, maybe I could play around with that. That's quite cool. Yeah, it's too chunky, it's too stocky. But I have the Iron Warriors one. Okay, right. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to kind of figure out, because I want to take not having fun with the boarding shields. You're not? Why? Does it say how many limbs it has in that article? Or in that lore, does it say it has like 4 arms or anything? Yeah, that's not quite like freaky enough, is it? It's not quite disturbing enough. Like it's not like maybe we need to look at this. Maybe we need to look at these and go proper freaky. Because these are like weird freaky shit. Like these things with the bodies like suspended in there are just weird. Like there's a body in there, look, that's got legs that come down to stubs. And arms that go into stubs. Like maybe that's the kind of thing that we need to kind of work around. 4 limbs. 2 weapons limbs and 2 manipulators. Okay, so it's got 4 limbs and 2 legs, or 2. It's got 4 limbs, as in arms, right? So yeah, maybe like you try and start using stuff like that. I mean they're crap, not the Castellans. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe there's not a lot. Although, like a Tech Priest Dominus, like putting those legs underneath it would be quite interesting. Having like those like creepy crawly legs, and then a straight up torso with like weird arms coming out of it and stuff. What size base is it on? Does it say what size base it's on? How much space and room have we got to play around with making one? Yeah, there's not actually a lot in 40k Mechanicus, is there? There's not actually a lot in 40k Mechanicus. Yeah, they're gorgeous. I mean, this is why you want Mechanicum for Dark Angels, right? Because you just want a unit of them with the Dark Angels. So maybe one of those torsos on the AdMech floaty, crawly, creepy crawly leg things, and then add... What size bases are these? 40 mil. So then maybe that's about right, actually. It doesn't say how big. Okay, it doesn't even have a base size. Stick it on a... There on a 60 mil. Yeah, I reckon 60 mil at least. I reckon 60 mil. It's 8 wounds, so bigger. How many wounds has the Castellax got? I do kind of like the legs on the Castellax. So I reckon actually you take the legs on the Castellax, you don't put the armor panels on. So you take the legs of the Castellax, you don't put the armor panels on, so that makes it all spindly. You remove the waist, so you get the legs to go in to the waist, and then you do something with the torso, and you just don't put on all the armor panels. I'm gonna get my Castellax out from the loft because I've definitely got one. I hope I've got two, because then I can still have one in the Night Lords allies, because I really like the Castellax. I think they're cool. Castellax's wounds of 4. Oh wow! Wait, so it's not like a Thanatar size, surely? Gem started Drakari. Yes, Gem. It's only got 4 wounds. But it's a character, right? So maybe it is this size and it's just character wounds. Yeah, I love the Thanatar is amazing. Like, to have one of these on the Dark Angels would be fab. To be fair, to have one of these on the Night Lords, I mean, look at all the kind of fun you could have on that with the Night Lords. You put all sorts of flayed skin and everything all over it. Maybe it is Thanatos size, it has 8 wounds. I don't know, Thanatos size seems a bit... It does seem a little big. Thanatos 10 wounds, toughness 8. Yeah, I reckon Castellax, and it just has like character wounds tax. I think it's this sort of size. Obviously, you can make it taller. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a Castellax. Have you got a Castellax by any chance? I'm gonna grab a Castellax and see what I'm like build the legs without the armor plates on. Or just with one armor plate on, so I can kind of spindle it out and thin it out. And then what arms? How many weapons has it got? It's got that weird Phosphex thing that you talked about. So it needs a Phosphex limb, and I'm guessing it needs some kind of close combat limb. You do? Nice. Yeah, I'll go grab the sprue. I'll go grab the sprue because then I can show it off on stream tomorrow. I'll record that actually as well because that might be quite a nice Patreon video, like converting an automata. Awesome, awesome. Right, I'm going to finish up there, everybody. Thank you very much. That was pretty good. I think she's come suitably way. 2 combi bolters and 2 claws. Okay. Well, those claws I can use that 3D print for the Ursilax things that we found. Because I think they're great claws. I really like those claws. 2 combi bolters and then a Phosphex. Yeah, that's doable, isn't it? That's doable. That's doable. I wonder whether you could put like combi bolters, underslung combi bolters on the claws.
Wow, it's very nice.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Hannah. It's very nice. Thank you, Hannah. Thanks for the support, Hannah. Yeah, I think those two now, just kind of pushing the gold and pushing the finish a little bit more. I think they're looking really good, actually. There you go, a little bit more shine. You see a bit more shine there, like that. Compared to how it started. There you go. You can see a bit more shine to that. So the Castellax is a good choice. As weapons are kind of like that. Yeah. I'll be interested to see how many limbs the Castellax sprue has. Yeah, I like that. I like that as an idea. I'm going to grab that sprue out down tonight. God, there's another project. God. Right. Is there anybody on? Thank you very much, everybody. Right, yeah, so I'm going to go make dinner, and then I'm going to get to recording and finishing off that Patreon video. God, there's nobody on. Right, I will see you all tomorrow, everybody. I will be on tomorrow. So I will be on tomorrow. Oh, no, tomorrow. Hang on. Will I? No, I will be on tomorrow. I will be on tomorrow. I won't be on Thursday because we have the reveal stream tomorrow night. So I'll do an early stream tomorrow. Then I'll break and have dinner. And then I'll do an evening stream for the reveal show. That's what we'll do tomorrow. So we'll do that tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. We'll probably do some more Custodes tomorrow. Well, we'll definitely do some more Custodes tomorrow because it's Custodes week. And yeah, I hope everybody has a really, really good evening. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, if you follow me on Patreon, check out and look out for the basing video, which is going to land tonight for Patreon. I just got to record the outro. Yeah, I'll see you all later.